Sherlock. It'll be grand.
And welcome back to Shortly Be Grand. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That's what we're doing nowadays, isn't it? We're saying those three things all the time.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah, I guess I'm doing it now too. There we go.
Thief.
I know. Well, look, we don't even say hello, Dan, do we? So need something, it's the bread and butter. Anyway, folks, welcome back to Shortly Be Grand, a show about two Irish gobshites giving you their two Irish gobshite opinions. My name's Daniel. This is Owen.
What up?
And today we're reviewing... We've kind of gone on a nostalgia train altogether, haven't we? We kind of shuffled into it.
Yeah, we fell into it by accident, but we're here now and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a good time, yeah. And probably one of the most nostalgic movies for me, at least, and probably for you as well, is Pokémon, the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back from 1998. It's 22 years old.
Yeah.
If not more.
Sure
you
is.
know? And yeah, I was just thinking about the movie recently, and it felt like an event at the time. I guess because like Pokemania was so insanely big, because they had like mini little episodes within the movie as well, like that was separate to the main plot, and they had prequels, and you got a card when you went to the cinema of Mewtwo, of Mew, like the foily one. Like they really made a big deal about this when it first came out, didn't they?
Yes, I can't say you're wrong.
Because you
it
can't
was
remember?
Pokemon. It was a big movie. I don't particularly remember it that well, but yes, it was certainly a thing.
Fair enough.
I remember the movie 2000, which I think is the second one.
Yeah.
I think I remember that one more weirdly. Not the movie, but I remember that coming out.
Okay. Yeah, weird little story for me is that we were meant to watch the Pokemon because it was great. It was in Germany at the time, and people were mad for it. And I had a bunch of my friends, and we went to the cinema. And my mother just didn't pre-book the tickets. We just went to the cinema, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, we missed it by 10 minutes. You could watch Rugrats the movie."
A better choice anyway. So
it's actually, look, if I'm going to take nostalgia aside, it's a better movie. Like it's a much better movie. But they're still probably going, "Oh."
The first Rugrats movie.
Yeah, the first Rugrats movie. Okay. Yeah, when they're lost in the woods, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, this is not what this episode is about. Maybe we'll do one. Who knows? Probably not. But yes, director is, I'm gonna have terrible pronunciation on names here, Kunihiko Yuyama. I've checked their history. They've done some other movies, but if you go to the IMDb page, it's basically like 20 to 30 things that's just Pokemon in the last 20 years. It's just a block of Pokemon.
Like the other Pokemon movies, which I know there's 20 of them now or something?
Yeah, the other Pokemon movies, he done the Victini and Reshiram, like these are later ones. Like,
that's a Pokemon
even 2011,
movie.
I feel like I just feel so bloody old. Because Black and White did that whole thing where it's the same movie, but they just put the characters in. There's a black movie and there's a white movie.
They did it like the games do it. Yeah, they made two movies for the two legendaries.
Yeah. So he done all those movies. Voice actor wise, same voice actors as from the show. Not much of a change up there. I suppose highlights of like original highlights of movies that they used a lot of CG in it, like very early sort of CG, a lot of like doors opening or that Pokeball opening in the intro scene of the logo.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big deal at the time.
Yeah.
Now it looks like something a student could make up in Blender in about a day or two.
Yeah.
Weird one about the intro song. They replaced the singer for it. They had another singer come in to sing the same tune, and a lot of people have a lot of emotions on that.
For the when
Pokemon Ash is fighting that pirate guy, and he's
but it's not. It's not the same music either.
I think it is. Yeah,
it's completely different. It's a different version of the song.
Okay, yeah, but they got a different singer in for it.
Because when we were listening to it yesterday, I remember hearing it and thinking it's not the same theme. Like it is, it's the same lyric and it follows the same gist of.
It just shouts Pokemon every two lines,
but it's quite poppy and different. It's not. It's a different. It's like a cover version or something.
Yeah. Then let's go on and move on to the plot.
I mean, what the hell is going on?
So one thing to be said is that there's 2 extra parts of this movie. One which was actually released after the movie, which shows origin of Mewtwo's birth and why he was cloned. Like, apparently they needed to do like a 15-minute special just to explain why they made Mewtwo, even though I felt the movie kind of said it very clearly. And then it was Pikachu's Day, wasn't it?
Pikachu's Vacation.
Vacation, yeah, where Pikachu just kind of pops around the city, meeting a whole bunch of street Pokemon, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not part of the movie.
Yeah, but but that's what I mean. It's the Pokemon movie was like an event. Like, they were brought for this.
Pikachu's Vacation was like the little short that they show before a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
It's not part of the movie.
I don't know. Maybe. I guess not. I suppose I think the Pokemon movie and the whole thing that Pikachu's Day is all about showing this is the end of the beginning. You know, this is like, because at the end, Ash goes like, it's been a year since we've traveled together, Pikachu. And then the Mewtwo movie is like, kind of, it's a chapter end of the huge success that Pokemon was in the first place. But I guess they're not the same thing as, they're not one movie. But I think they're there for the same reason.
Yeah, I mean, like, they came out at the same time, but they're not part of the movie. The movie is this Mewtwo story for an hour and a half. The other things are...
not even an hour and a half.
They're like, yeah, but the other things are like DVD extras or something. They're not part of the film, the plot of the movie or anything. In my
I guess so.
not so humble opinion.
Yes, as we all know, Kazi's opinions are very humble all the time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're always
How's Wonder Vision going, by the way, man?
Grant?
Is it? Yeah?
Yeah, don't know. Haven't watched the new episode yet, so I'm prepared to be wrong about more things, but you know.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was a prequel. It came out after the movie, oddly, and it talks about... So Mr. Fuji, or Dr. Fuji in the movie, is the weird fellow with a hairdo in the lab with a giant nose looking at Mewtwo and saying, "Oh, we've created you to be even stronger than Mew."
Oh, your man, yeah. He looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh character.
Yeah, and he's obviously based on Mr. Fuji from the games, because Cinnabar Island, the lab there was run by Mr. Fuji. By your face, I can see you really remember that deeply.
I do now that you've said it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But apparently his daughter died, and he wanted to clone her to bring her back, and he was working on that. And then Giovanni, being the pimp he is, came along and went, "Yeah, I'll fund it, but you got to make like Mewtwo."
Where do we know that from?
It's in the prequel thing that came out after the Mewtwo movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is some context that they probably implied, and it's just a lot of this kind of like dream sequence where this little girl clone is flying around, and there's a Charmander clone, and like Charmander 2 and Bulbasaur 2 and Squirtle 2. That's the names. And the really dark bit is they all started fading at the end because they're dying. Those clones failed. And Mewtwo is just left by himself. It's like, you realize maybe this is why they didn't release this openly internationally.
Yeah, probably a bit rough.
Yeah. Also in that little episode, Mr. Fuji or Dr. Fuji gives Mewtwo an injection which inhibits his emotions.
Is that relevant?
I think it is.
Is that
to the rest
part
of the
movie?
I mean, if you look at Mewtwo, he's very emotionless and just...
He's quite angry all the time.
But that's all he is. He has no other emotions than
But that's an emotion.
I think the implication was that his emotions were mixed up a little bit in his development.
The serum hit all the emotions except for anger. He missed that one when he was making that little injection.
And then eventually love came through the help of Ash's sacrifice. Anyway, that was the prequel. Let's go into the actual movie. Mewtwo is really pissed off. He's in a tube and he's like, "I can't be more than just an experiment. I deserve to be more than this." And he kills everyone on the island. I think that's the heavy implication there. Mr. Fuji is just like, "Oh my god, we have created the most powerful Pokemon, and we succeeded. Oh. It's like, yeah, you did, I guess.
You did, but at this moment in the movie, I don't think that's a fair remark for him to make.
Yeah. Oh, we have created the most powerful Pokemon.
We've done it. We've created the most powerful Pokemon in the world. And all he's done at this point is blow up a lab, like a single room in an island. It's like anybody.
You know what's better? you know what's better than that? It's like, we have created the most powerful Pokemon out of all 150 Pokemon. We definitely know. It's like,
yeah,
like, okay, like this Pokemon's all over the place. There's a girl who has like a fucking egg Pokemon walking around. Where does that fit in?
He has also, they also explicitly talk about Mew. He's not 150, is he?
Mew like 150. Mew is 151, I think.
So yeah. He's wrong immediately in his own mind anyway.
But I don't think he actually mentioned the 150 thing. That's me just ad-libbing that.
Oh, right.
Right, yeah, but I imagine they followed the bloody reports of Professor Oak, who claims there's only 150 odd Pokemon or something. Surely, like, he's the expert in the field, and they don't talk to other countries.
See, here's the thing: in the anime, does Professor Oak explicitly say there are only 150 Pokemon?
It's mentioned not just by Professor Oak, but also by who's the guy? Bill, and Bill says, like, we currently only know about 150, I think 149, but we think there might be way more.
I guess those guys just never left Kanto.
Yeah, Kanto's not even a country.
But
it's
even
like a county.
then, I mean, even then, later in the games, Kanto has the new Pokemon too. So I don't know. They're
like,
just
there is a fan theory that there was a big war going on, and now only these regions that come together. And to be honest, this kind of stuff validates it in a big way.
So Professor Oak and Bill could only count to 150. That was their limit. They couldn't go past.
Or maybe it was just like they were just lying to the kids, going, "Yeah, there's only 150."
Yeah, listen, we're sending this kid out to fill a Pokedex, all right?
Yeah.
Maybe if we tell him there's like 1,000, he'll probably think that's going to take me my entire life. If we tell him there's only 150, he'll probably just go, "Oh yeah, I can get that done. I can do that before I have to go to college or whatever." Fine. Yeah,
exactly. Anyway, the island's on fire. Everyone's definitely killed except Mewtwo, who is now the most powerful Pokemon, and he's more powerful than anyone else, and he's not human, and he's not a Pokemon because he's cloned. Blah, blah, blah. And Giovanni comes along and is just like, "Hey, we could be partners, we could be buds, we could be friends." And Mewtwo believes it somehow, because obviously Mewtwo can't be a psychic and know what Giovanni's thinking.
Mewtwo's like his because he doesn't speak with his mouth, right? He speaks in people's heads, and then so maybe it's a one-way street, man. He can send things, but he can't look around in your brain or do anything else.
But he can also make Nurse Joy speak for him.
Yeah, and he can wipe people's memories, or possibly rewrite time.
Yeah, we'll get there. And he's like, "All right, random human person, I killed everyone else in this lab, but you seem different." And he joins him, and we get a few scenes from the Pokemon series, where eventually Giovanni shows his true colors, where he's like, "No, you're a tool to be used by humanity." Blah blah blah.
Mewtwo's whole shtick is, "What is my purpose?
Yeah.
Why am I here?" And Giovanni is like, "You're here to serve your master." Huh? That's not how Giovanni talks. But
yeah, see?
You're here to serve me, see? Yeah. But
that's where Meowth got his accent from originally.
I think so. Yeah, that's what Giovanni says to him, and Mewtwo's like, "Nah, bitch. I don't play like that, son."
Which is really, I still don't get, like, did you have anything come along with him? You know what? His spirit is broken enough now that I can, like, tell him the truth. And he did it.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe he assumed that this weird suit of armor that he was making would, like, dull him enough that Giovanni would be able to control him. Or because that's what he said the point of it was, wasn't it? That it would help him, like, focus his powers and stuff. But
exactly. And then Mewtwo does this whole, "This isn't my destiny!" And
yes.
Yeah. He crashes out of the building. We see him fight Gary Oak at one stage, which is which is fun. But we see a scene of him flying into the sky, and that same scene is actually in the anime TV series as well, which I found pretty fun.
I kind of missed Gary Oak in the movie, to be honest. I feel like he should have gotten an invite.
Yeah,
to Mewtwo's Island. I don't know.
Do you remember the one time when they were on Cinnabar Island and like Ash is saying, "I have to get the gym badge here," and Gary Oak comes along and he says, "I already got like 12 gym badges," and it has like different gym badges that we haven't seen at all. And what the hell?
Yeah, Gary's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah,
like Gary would just turn up every once in a while in the anime and make Ash feel like a piece of shit, and just be like, "Yeah, well, stay to you, Ash. I'm the same age as you, and we started out at the exact same time, and also." Check me out. I've got 100 million badges. What have you got? 3? You little bitch. Check me out. I've caught 68 Pokemon. What have you got? 4? And 3 of them are only hanging around because you saved their lives?
No. Ash has like 44. 4 of them are his own Pokemon, and then he has 40 Tauruses from an episode we don't get to watch because it has a gun in it.
That's true. Yeah. Although I remember seeing that when I was a kid.
All right, man. I think your brain fabricated it.
I remember the episode with the Taurus in it. I know I saw it.
But yeah, we flip over to Ash being a son of a bitch. He's being lazy. He doesn't want to do anything because he's starving. Brock is making his no chew stew lazy boy thing. Yeah. And Misty is being Misty, where she's just giving out to Ash about everything. I'm surprised she hasn't mentioned the bike again. You know, it's like, "Where's my bike?"
Yeah, she's the mom in the group.
yeah. I mean,
just nags Ash a lot.
Also, just to bring a cool factoid, like one of our commenters has brought in, Killian. Misty is like mist, and mist is like water, and she's the water gym leader. Did you get that?
Yeah, I mean, he also pointed out that Brock has rock in his name, and he's the rock gym leader. I mean, it's pretty cool. You have to pay attention with those kind of tidbits.
This is the thing that people always think the West is so sophisticated. They don't realize how sophisticated anime is. You know, it's you have to be all there.
Yeah. Are their names the same in the Japanese?
I don't know.
Because I know that all the Pokemon have different names. I'm just wondering now if like Misty's not called Misty. I'm assuming she's called something else in Japan.
I imagine like what Japanese likes to do, especially in titles and stuff, is do puns and references to other things. So I imagine that's still very likely. But yeah. So suddenly a trainer comes up.
Yeah, they have different names. Sorry, I just looked it up. Ash is called Rika.
And what does Rika mean?
Rika Matsu, I think, is what I'm reading here. I have no idea. And Misty is called Mayumi something. Brock is called
that could mean Misty.
Yuji Ueda.
I mean, those could all mean what they're representing as well, to be fair. But yeah, anyone who knows Japanese, tell us. Because don't spoil it. Tell us.
Well, Ash is, I don't know, some people are saying he's called Satoshi based on the guy who created
Satoshi
Pokemon,
before, right? Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Anyway, cool. Yeah, and a trainer comes up and he's a pirate dude. You know, I saw the pirate emblem on his hat. Is that from Ruby and Sapphire? Like, there were piratey ones in that, weren't there? And they wore like red.
Team Magma and Team the other guys wore like blue and red bandanas. Yeah.
Do you think? No, I don't think they thought that far ahead. Never mind.
I wouldn't think so. There were like in the games just like those random like swimmer people.
Yeah, sailor.
They just have bandanas on. So he's probably just one of those guys.
That's fair. Yeah. And this guy heard, "Oh, are you Ash from Palatown? Are you an 11-year-old that we want to have a fierce animal fight with?" And Ash is like, "Yeah." And you know, we get this sequence. It's lovely animation, actually. Like a lot of like swinging around in like a 3D space in an 2D animation style. But we get
our first new Pokemon.
Actually, you'll find on Pikachu's Vacation Day there were 2 new Pokemons in that as well. You know,
Marill
and Snubble.
We get Donphan this time, and he's
in
the movie. All right, so
fan favorite. Yeah,
he counts because he's in the movie.
Okay, yeah, those like the other ones weren't canon until then.
Marl and Snubble were not in the movie. All right, nobody saw them until we saw Donphan in the trailer. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, they have a battle. Pirate Guy cheats at the end, throws out all the rest of his Pokemon, and Pikachu takes down a stone Pokemon with Electric Bolt or Thunder, as you do, as Ash does, all the time. But yeah, they, like always, Team Rocket is spying on them, trying to find out what's happening. They have a Fearow flying above them with a camera, and then, like, a super rare Pokemon comes up, Dragonite. And he flies right up to Ash, and Ash just takes it. He has like a little satchel with like an invitation to like only the strongest trainers get to go to New Island. And like, I mean, maybe it's just me, but did you think it got the wrong Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town?
I think it's anime protagonist syndrome, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know either. I have no idea how far Ash had progressed in his career at this point in the show.
He had like 4 Pokemon, like, so he's probably not that good.
Yeah. That's why. But it's weird even that the guy was like came specifically looking for Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town. Like, where did he hear about Ash? Like,
yeah,
what had Ash done at this point to be for people to be like, is this post Ash's first failed Pokemon League attempt?
No, I think this is pre still. Yeah, they're still on their journey on the 8 badges. Like,
all right, okay. Well then, I don't know. Yeah, it's
here's
just
another.
He's the main guy.
Yeah.
He has to be there.
Yeah. Oh, is it post? It might be post because he saw Mewtwo flying away from the gym, so it could be. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah. So Ash wins. Yeah, he gets the invitation and says, "Yeah, I'll definitely go." And Brock looks at this holographic little lady and goes, "Ooh, she's cute." And it's just like, "God damn, Brock, just one day, just chill. Like, you're coming on too strong with every, 12 plus looking girl in creation." And Team Rocket gets a hand on the invitation to New Ireland as well. And they go on their way. Team Rocket really doesn't have much to do in this movie, except for Meowth and some deep lines.
No, not really. They're present because they're Team Rocket, I think.
And they're great. They always have.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're in every episode, really, aren't they? The anime, so.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so they end up in this port, and Officer Jenny saying, "You can't go out on those waves. And if you do, you'll have tough luck because Nurse Joy has been missing." And Brock looks at a poster from Nurse Joy and says, "Oh, she looks familiar." And it's just like, yeah. You fuck.
No shit, Brock.
Well, yeah. So, and apparently they just flaunt the law, and a whole bunch of the trainers decide to go off and get to New Island. Here's a fun fact. One of the trainers we see leave for New Island doesn't appear on New Island.
Well, like a bunch of, I think that's what when Ash and them get there and they walk in and there's only 3 of them sitting there. I think the mind control Nurse Joy says these are the only ones who were strong enough to make it to the island.
But
so it's implied
the scene.
All the rest of them,
saw one.
They all died in the ocean.
But like in the actual scene when we see people leaving, it was just mostly them, plus one other trainer we don't see get to New Island, and she jumped on top of a Fearow and flew off, and she's there for like a second, and that's it. So we never see her again. She's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. She died in the ocean, 100%.
And I would
just like to very quickly correct myself from something I said about 10 minutes ago. I was reading the Japanese voice actor names for the characters. Ash Ketchum's name in the Japanese anime is Satoshi. Yeah, Misty is Kasumi, and Brock is Takeshi.
Okay, cool.
Just before anybody, if I let that go, before anybody says, Rika Matsumoto is his voice actor, it's just I know. All right,
Yeah.
I messed up.
Look, we know Glozzy's a racist. Okay.
Blame Google. All right. I googled Pokemon characters' Japanese names, and the little thing at the top had Ash Ketchum, and underneath his name Rika something. All right.
Yeah.
So
okay. Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, did we mention creepy Eastern European woman?
Oh, Ivanka, is what I like to call her.
Ivanka.
She warns like, oh, every 1,000 years, these waves they come and it crashes and it's the end of the world. But then something will something will blah blah blah.
The great water will come again, and the storm will come.
And I love how the officer and her, like, she's a harbor master, so they're all serious. Like, no, you can't go out there. This is dangerous. And they decide to bring on Yuan, and she took some weird legend. But still, she is official. She's like an authority. And then when all the trainers decide to run off anyway, she just goes like, they are trainers. They will follow their true heart anyway. It's like, no, you should tell them to stop. You should go, no, this is illegal.
Listen, she tried, bro. All right,
no, Officer Jenny did. She just kind of looked at like, oh, whimsical trainers. They are amazing.
No, she told them. She made it very clear that there was a big storm and it's going to be bad out there and they shouldn't go anywhere. At that point, it's their own choice, and she's leaving it up to free will.
Okay,
all right.
Here's the thing with her, but the thing is, with her admiration later on, it just feels more like, yes, don't go out to the oceans if you're a fucking nerd. The cool people will. Oh yeah, you know, like I don't know. That's what I'm getting from it. Ash and Misty and Brock don't take the hint, and they decide to, our Pokemons are strong enough, but they're not good enough for the ocean. So what are we gonna do? And Team Rocket shows up, and they make a joke about Vikings and hockey teams in America, and kind of go on from there.
Hockey teams?
You know when he says, oh, I didn't know there were any Vikings left, and they said, oh, actually only in Minnesota or something. It's because the Minnesota State hockey team is...
Oh, did they say that in it? Oh, I missed that completely.
They don't say Minnesota Vikings. They say, oh no, Minnesota, they're only in Minnesota. Yeah,
I didn't hear them say that. Yeah, I was just thinking about how cool it would have been to see like Vikings with Pokemon.
Oh, we were talking about that, yeah.
Viking Pokemons and stuff. Just
because there's Vikings in this. Yeah, exactly.
Well, they know what Vikings are, so there definitely was.
Yeah. Give us a historical Viking Pokemon game. Like, that'd be a bloody class.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Pokemon.
Like, that's the worst part. That's the first thing I thought about.
Valhalla Pokemon.
Assassin's Creed. Yeah. That actually sounds like a region, to be honest. Oh, the Valhalla region.
Yeah, could be. Probably is.
Yeah. Yeah. But, so they kind of make it halfway across, and of course that paddle boat or where they had crashes and sinks. Not a paddle boat, but you know what I mean. And they make
it one of those like little duck shaped paddle boats.
Yeah, that's
like
it.
Splash World. Like
classic Viking.
For our American audience, like those little like foot paddle boats in the lake in Central Park. You know those ones that are shaped like a swan? We have those here near to where me and Dan grew up in a place called Splash World. But they're shaped like little ducks. And also we're in Ireland, so you get maybe 2 days a year where you have good weather and you can go out and use them. Yeah. Otherwise, don't go near that. Don't go near the pond that they're on because it's full of shite. But anyway.
And Christ, does it give you a leg cramp though? Those things give you bad leg cramps. Anyway, maybe I'm just unfit. They arrive to the island, and clearly Nurse Joy greets them, and even Brock goes like, "Hey, you're Nurse Joy, aren't you?" And no, I have always been here on the behest of my master, as far as I can remember. And they go, "All right, cool. Let's see this guy." None of them go like, "Oh, this is worrying. What's wrong with her?"
Yeah, well, like, and she says, you can only come in if you have an invitation." Ash pulls out the invitation that they got, and it plays like a hologram recorded message of her talking to herself, telling her, these people can come in.
Here's the thing. Also, just to mention, Togepi shows up when they get into the water, and then just kind of bundles up into his bag and never shows up again for the rest of the movie. Which is weird because But the thing is, in the show, he was always the random card that we pulled out to save the day. It's like, oh, it's using Mimikyu, and now it can do whatever.
Yeah, yeah. He would always just like fall out of Misty's bag towards the end of an episode and use metronome and something to blow up, and Team Rocket would blast off again.
Yeah. So, imagine, I just like imagine the face off between Mew and Mewtwo in this like really dark moment, and then Togepi just rolls out and go.
Togepi, and then Mewtwo blows up.
Oh!
That's probably how they wanted to do it.
You are the true master, aren't you? Togepi just has the most sinister look. Yes.
This has been my plan all along.
Do you think these fools knew how to get here by themselves? I've been in control of their minds.
I attached myself to the simple ginger long ago.
Ash, why are you so tired? You're not doing anything. We should walk on and get further ahead.
Me and Prince of Darkness Psyduck will rule the world now.
Psyduck just appears in like a doomy dark shadow.
Psyduck, hi.
Oh, I see you've been thinking I have been intellectually uninclined, but
I played you like a trumpet, Misty.
Remember that episode where she thought he evolved into a Golduck? Psyduck, or whatever. Yeah,
Golduck is the blue one, yeah, his evolved form.
They swapped that around, actually, as a mistake. But yeah, it was way better. But never mind. Anyway, back to the movie. We get to see the trainers that didn't die in the terrible waves. There's one guy who has a massive boner over his Gyarados. Like, really sincerely.
Yeah. None of these people have names.
No, I guess we're meant to just see them as top-end trainers.
Yeah, like if you know Pokemon, you look at their Pokemon teams and think, yeah, these guys know what they're doing. Like they've all got. Your one has like an all-water type team, like similar to Misty's, but they're all like the highest evolved forms. Not all, actually. Plume. No, wait, she has a Vileplume.
Yeah.
Misty had a Gloom.
Did she?
Somebody had a Gloom, right? Was that Team Rocket had a Gloom?
No.
Somebody had a Gloom. I know somebody had a Gloom, right? Anyway, whatever. Yeah, they all have bitchin' like final form Pokemon.
Yeah. And they have like the two of the final evolutions there as well. We have a
Blastoise and a Venusaur, yeah.
So and Ash makes up the Charizard.
Thank God.
Okay, folks. Charizard or Charizard?
No,
Let me know.
It's not an argument. It's Charizard.
No, I want to hear. Let the people speak.
Well, anybody that says Charizard is wrong and can't read or listen to things properly, because it's not. It's not even spelled Zord. All right, that Zords were last week, Dan. This is Pokemon now.
Naming them that for the last 23 years, and I won't be changing it. Anyway, and we get the big reveal. The true master of this island is Mewtwo, which we all know as the viewer. They tried to make it very sinister, and they even had his face hidden and his body hidden. But they still tried to do the whole reveal thing.
Yeah, I mean, Mewtwo learned the whole like hidden face. Don't let them in kind of stuff from Giovanni.
Conceal, don't feel. Exactly.
Every time we see Giovanni, he's like sitting in shadows, and his face is like doing the anime villain half shadow thing.
Yeah.
He's stroking his cat.
Yeah.
So that's where Mewtwo got it.
I like to imagine he actually idolized Giovanni until the end of that. Like he always like, he's so cool.
Look at him. He's got such flair. I mean,
I don't know why he has his house decorated in this weird melty architecture, but I definitely will use this in the future.
I dig it, man. He's got windmills. Those are going in my house. I'll tell you that much.
Giovanni's house sounds very strange now.
But yeah, and cats and paintings of himself everywhere, I assume.
Yeah, so Mewtwo introduces himself as the new leader of this world. He says he doesn't stand by Pokemon and he doesn't stand by humans because he was created. He was not off Pokemon. And he doesn't like humans. He thinks Pokemon are just slaves. And one of the trainers goes like, "A Pokemon can't be a Pokemon trainer." It's like, first of all, racist, dude, but whatever.
Well, for a second of all, he also just told you he's not a Pokemon. All right. Like, listen, buddy, all right? Which is a thing throughout this movie, that every time Mewtwo says something, somebody else repeats exactly what he's just said. It's like, maybe they thought kids wouldn't really get the whole, like, cloning thing that's going on here. So.
They're clones, doubles. Yeah. They look just like our Pokemon.
They say it like Ash, Misty, and some other random person will say the same thing in 3 different ways. Like,
Pokemons aren't meant to fight like this. Not like this. This is wrong. Pokemon shouldn't fight. Hey, friends should never fight. Shut up.
So bad. Just, you could say it once, like.
But yeah, so one guy that was the racist decides to attack him with a Gyarados with his Hydro Beam, and was it Hydro Beam or was it
Hyper Beam?
Hydro Pump. I'm mixing those two up. But he does that. This is the moment where I kept on shouting at the screen, as you're well aware. I was just like, do you have a room full of Pokemon? Just fucking curb something with the entire room.
Yeah, just jump
Do
the
it.
guy. Just jump him.
It's like, he was able to destroy a lab. I'm sorry. One Pokemon, like you were saying this, a Pidgey could probably destroy a lab.
100% a Pidgey could wreck that lab. Pidgey's no gust, man. Pidgey could wreck the whole place.
Yeah.
Does that make Pidgey the strongest Pokemon in the world? No, because he's a Pidgey.
I love that now. Imagine Pidgeys got mostly extinct and they thought Pidgeys historically were the most strongest Pokemon instead. And they just took a Pidgey and said, we have created the strongest Pokemon of them all.
Pidgey2.
Pidgey2. Do you mean Pidgeotto? No, No, wait. Yeah. Actually, that's a weird one. Ash's Pidgeotto doesn't show up for this.
Yeah, that's true, actually. He's not here at all.
Yeah. And then Ash, or one of the people, I don't care at this stage, went, hey, what about a Pokemon battle to show you how strong
If you're
we are?
a Pokemon trainer, then you'll battle me.
Yeah. And Mewtwo just like fucking loves this. This is smart. Like, oh, you want to battle? I'm not prepared. Opens the back window to a giant fucking stadium.
That's the last thing I expected any of you Pokemon trainers to say.
You always expected his little fingers not going. No.
He's like Dr. Evil as a Pokemon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and we get the Pokemon battle. This movie's not really that long. We're already almost done. But yeah, Venusaur fights against Clone Venusaur. We should say, so Team Rocket finds the clone facility, and they see a Venusaur, a Charizard, a Charizard, and this is for your benefit and your benefit alone.
Thank you.
And Blastoise. And Meowth gets like a few hairs pulled off his tail, and there's a Meowth clone. And they all get summoned to the arena, except Meowth, I guess. Or Meowth gets waited until in a little bit. So there's this big battle between Venusaur versus Venusaur and Blastoise versus Blastoise, and Charizard versus Charizard. And even though the other two Blastoise and Venusaur, I assume, are trained better by their trainers, Charizard actually does the best fight in this. He actually lasts.
Charizard, yes, does quite well. Well, I mean, he doesn't. Ash is like, you gotta use speed, Charizard. That's how you'll beat him. And Charizard's just like, I'm gonna listen to this little nerd. I'm taking this guy out. And they fly around for a while, and he gets chokeslammed into the ground and dies.
And doesn't die.
That's the movie.
Brother, my brother.
God.
Yeah. So Mewtwo wins and says, "No, I'll take my prize." And I feel like if I was there, it's like, wait, we didn't decide on a price. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, he also could have just done that from the start. He didn't need to do his villain monologue. He didn't need to invite them to an island. Yeah, at all. No. To be honest, he could have just sent out his psychic, unbeatable Pokeballs around the world.
I mean, not even that. He could just gone to the Nurse Joy and says, "Here, you're in the Pokemon Center right now. Just grab a few Pokeballs there for me, full of Pokemons that you're healing. Bring them to the island. We'll make a few clones." Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just too bad.
True. Well, I guess his whole plan was a bit ridiculous, to be honest.
Yeah.
Then again, he is
so
like a newborn or something, right? We don't know how long he was with you.
This is the old. It's just the vision line. I was born yesterday. But yeah. So Mewtwo wins, and he starts shooting out these weird eyebally Pokeballs that can catch all the Pokemons already captured by the trainers and can capture Pokeballs as well. Throughout all this, Mewtwo definitely has a bias towards Staryu because he just doesn't bother getting Staryu. He gets Psyduck. He doesn't get Staryu.
Yeah, there is a Starmie present as well, though, isn't there?
Is there?
Doesn't your one have a Starmie? No,
I don't think so. No, I don't remember anyway. So do you think just yeah, we'll get the Starmie because
we don't need
obviously
Staryu.
Staryus and Starmie don't share the same DNA.
Yes. That's what I think. He went straight for the top and he got Starmie and said, we don't need a Staryu.
But like surely
did he take he took Ash's Bulbasaur and stuff though, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Oh, did he?
He did.
I don't think
he did.
Did he take them even though he already had their like final forms?
Yeah, he did because I remember that Squirtle flies off at the end. He was just Ash's Squirtle. Wait, I wasn't cloned. What are you doing? Oh
no! No, Squirtle just puts those sunglasses back on. It's like, peace out, bro. I'm gone.
Yeah, that's a meme. Peace.
Later, bro.
And Ash breaks out the Pokemon that were captured, and there's just a big army of clone Pokemon versus normal Pokemon, and then comes Mewtwo's just smug as fuck, and Ash decides to, hey, the Gyarados literally used like a hyper beam against this guy, but you won't know it might work if I run to him screaming, punching him in the face. And
yeah,
that kind of works out.
I mean, it's a solid plan. It's like the age-old, like if you're trying to what's it from? I think it's okay, so I read a series of books called the Dresden Files.
Yes,
shout out to those books if anybody's a fan. But I think it's from that I'm thinking of it, that Harry Dresden, the main guy in it, is a wizard, fights other magical beings. But one of his things in it is that if you're fighting like somebody who's so heavily based in like magic and magic powers and abilities and stuff, and they're always going to be prepared to deal with magical attacks and stuff. But 9 times out of 10, like a 10,000-year-old fairy wizard is not really prepared for somebody to just punch them in the face.
Actually, there's a really good story I can compare to that. So in Star Trek, in one of the movies, I think it's First Contact, and the Borg are attacking. And one thing the Borg do is they learn predictive behavior. So if you keep shooting them with laser guns, they'll learn how to protect themselves against laser guns as they go along, right? And says the only reason they always lose to the Federation is because in the movie, Picard tricks them into the holodeck, into a 1950s noir scene, and takes up a hard light minigun and shoots them down in the holodeck to beat them. Because there's no way on Earth the Borg could get ready for that at all. Like, you can't prepare for that. You can't.
No, I wasn't prepared for where that story went, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's in a movie. Like, it's just random. Yeah, we're going to do this in the movie.
Yeah, why
Let's
not?
go for it. Yeah, Star Trek is great. Lots of stupid shit like that. But yeah, Ash gets flown across the sky. Mewtwo clearly just tried to kill him, and suddenly a little big pink purple bubble appears and protects him. And now comes the OG.
Oh yeah,
his favorite character.
Oh yeah, there's no fucking around here, baby. Just straight vibing.
Yeah,
Mr. Cool. Mew is finally here. The real hero of this movie. The only one that matters in the movie. And the best character in the movie.
And we should have known this from the very beginning when we saw the tapestry of him, where he's literally just like jazz dancing.
Yeah, he's
just
like, on his the fossil which always confused me. That's what they said it is. Is like we found a fossil of Mew, and that's where they got his DNA to clone.
Yeah,
the
weird little
Mewtwo
hair with the things on it.
Yeah, but it's just like a rock with a picture of Mew on it, and they said,
"Oh no, they actually had like the little hair of it. They showed us at one stage."
Yeah, but the fossil they show, the man shows it. It's like
they call it a fossil.
It's just like a. It's
you
like
can't get DNA from
it's
fossils,
like an Aztec mosaic of a picture of Mew doing jazz hands, and he's like, "We found this fossil of the most rare Pokemon Mew, and we used it to." Like what?
Do you think there was actually a fossil along with it? It's just like this wrinkled, dried out version of a Mewtwo that's been dead for hundreds of years.
I honestly don't know, to be honest. So it always said to me as well that there's more than one Mew.
Yeah, there's implication there's a lot of them.
Yeah. I wouldn't say a lot of them. Like I don't think they're like abundant.
Actually, all Pokemon are Mew, so there you go.
There's a couple of them around, I'd say.
Yeah. But yeah. Mew saves him, and then Mew for the next 10 minutes is just having a good time. He's sitting on the windmill, he's floating around, he's like dodging Mewtwo's like deadbolts, basically. Like he's just like jumping around, and then eventually like Mewtwo gets him though. Like one straight hit to the
finally
chest,
hits him
into the clouds.
And now we've just Mew up until this point has been in the fucking around stage of things. Yeah. And now it's time to fucking find out. All right.
Yeah.
He's not playing anymore, Mewtwo. Okay.
Mew fucks a beam from such a distance, I can only assume it went super fast because it hits Mewtwo straight on, and he goes into the fucking side of the stadium, crunched into the ground. Like.
Yeah, it's the first and only time we've seen in the movie Mewtwo hasn't been able to just like flick away an attack or something. Mew was just like, hang on now, sir. I was just playing. All right, well, I'm not playing anymore. You hurt me. You hurt my feelings, okay?
And he says something along the lines of, a true Pokemon's power comes from the heart, not from its abilities. And Mewtwo goes, well, okay, I'll turn up the special abilities then. And that's where like all the Pokemon just kind of wrestle. They don't like attack each other with any kind of...
Oh, yeah. He turns off all the Pokemon's like moves, so like the fire guys can't breathe fire and stuff anymore, so they're just punching each other and like scraping each other, and the Blastoises have each other in a headlock and stuff.
And this is when we get the best song ever.
No, dude, it's the worst part of the film. It ruins the whole thing. It's shocking. Like,
do you think it was in the Japanese version?
I don't know. I hope not, because it's an English song. But like it's because they have like right after the song ends. Yeah, they're still showing scenes of like the Pokemon fighting each other, and somebody's giving a speech. You've got this real like poetic orchestral score happening, and it makes everything feel like heightened and like real and intense, and like oh my god, this is so sad to see Pokemon fighting each other this way.
Not like this
way. And but like when it first starts, like everybody's beating the crap out of each other, and you've got fucking Nick Simpson singing a like indie ballad or something from 2005. It's like
it feels like a campsite. It's like a guy in a campsite comes down to hey.
It's Jason Mraz or something is just pops in and just goes brother my. It's terrible. It's terrible.
I love it. Anyway, but yeah, we get a lot of that kind of weird double talk from Misty in every single train saying, "Oh, Pokemon shouldn't fight." But anyway, so it gets to the scene, and all the Pokemon are just crushed to the side. They're wankered, basically. They're just hurt, broken. Even like Pikachu's clone is starting to like weaken by slapping him across the face. And Ash is just like, this shouldn't be how it is. Like, this is terrible. This is wrong. And Mew and Mewtwo are like just powering up for this almighty power attack that I don't know what it does exactly. But Ash goes, no, stop this. And I think this is where we get the biggest scene from the movie. And Ash gets petrified into stone, which apparently to the director, Ash didn't die. He only got petrified. Yeah. And we see Ash, and it's basically Ash is dead. That's the whole point. They just made a stone to get away with it. And all the Pokemon begin to cry because like Pikachu's trying to wake him up by shocking him to death. And just this big massive scene. And as a kid, it's very sentimental.
Pikachu's seen defibrillators. All right.
Yeah,
that's what he's trying to do.
But like, it's a very sentimental moment. You know, like all the Pokemon are seeing this is wrong. You know, this kid sacrificed himself, and he's just about to come back to life, and then Pikachu cries a little bit more, and Ash is back. And Mewtwo suddenly goes, "Oh my god, he did this to help people."
This is where all the memes come out.
Yeah, I
They're
like
not
the meme,
not
man.
necessarily memes. They're not really
Yeah.
memes. They're just like scenes that
Screen caps, yeah.
scenes that for the past 10 years people have like screenshot from the Pokemon movie and put it on Twitter or something and been like, "Oh, you think the Shawshank Redemption is deep and sad? Well, this is the Pokemon movie," and it's Mewtwo saying,
Online.
"Hey, we're all the same," or something like that.
No, yeah, it's just pretty much that. And Meowth also has a similar scene. Meowth, I think I actually prefer Meowth's one more than Mewtwo's. But yeah, they go off into the sky, and Mewtwo is just like, "I am going where my heart can learn what yours knows so very well," and about love and appreciating everyone. And Mewtwo then changes time and changes his memories. He definitely changed time. I'm sorry, he did.
No, yeah, I mean he
says
says it's probably better if none of you remember this or something.
Yeah,
and then it just like some sort of giant psychic portal or something opens in the ground, and then there's a flash of white, and they're back on the dock, the Pokemon Center place.
They're still talking about, you can't go.
Yeah, Nurse Jenny and not Nurse Jenny, Officer Jenny.
Nurse Jenny.
Officer Jenny is still there, being like, "You can't go out. The storm is gone." And they're all like, I think Ash says, "Hey, how did we get here? Why are we here?" or something. Missy says, "I don't know.
Goes, I guess we just
I guess we
here.
just are," or something.
Yeah. And then he's like, "Hey, do you see that Pokemon in the clouds?" And it's just Mew flying around, and Missy goes,
"Oh yeah,
no.
well,
And then,
the storm is gone, so Russian Ivanka comes back out again."
"It's good to have things back to normal again."
This storm is gone. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, Ash sees Mew flying around, and he says that, "Oh, first time I went out, I saw a rare Pokemon," and that was Ho-Ho at the time. So again, another Pokemon that wasn't out for that generation. And Mew's just like, "Oh," not Mew, Misty's going like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about, Ash. You're a lunatic. You obviously have been compromised by some sort of psychic attack by some sort of creature we don't remember now."
Yeah, Brock says, I think, like his 6th line in the whole movie, and just goes, "All I can see is the sky."
Yeah, congrats, Brock.
Hey, nice one, bro. I'm surprised you can see anything.
Yeah.
Well
and
done.
then they do some music. Did you know there's a Doctor Who connection to this movie?
I didn't, but I'm not surprised that you found one.
Yeah, the after credits when they're doing songs, there's a song from Billie Piper, a remix of one of her songs. So there you go. There's a Doctor Who connection for you.
Thanks. My life has changed forever.
Yeah, and that's the movie. I mean, okay, so the Jesus moment. There's a lot of like, oh, is that what they decided to do for this movie moments? I think, like Ash punching Mewtwo, that's a bit of a Jesus moment. Mewtwo killing everyone in that lab, bit of a Jesus moment. But do you actually have a Jesus moment?
I mean, maybe it's probably the brother song, to be honest. Well, it's not even so much of a Jesus moment as I just think it's terrible. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was kind of thinking about this. There's nothing like massive that kind of jumps out at me as like that was odd, or like what, I don't know why they did that. It's all kind of Pokemon, so it's all fucking nonsense anyway.
Look, it's a silly movie. It's a very silly movie. Could you say, I think the movie has a lot more of a darker tone than I expect them to make for a kids movie. Like, it's nothing technically grotesque or like scarring, but there's a lot of like darker ideas in this movie. Like,
it's has more depth than you would generally expect from Pokemon.
Yeah, because it talks about identity, the foolhardiness of human invention, death. Those are kind of quite big topics, and it's a bit strange that they did that for Pokemon. I guess
I'll give you one tiny little Jesus moment
that
I've just thought of that I remember going, wait, what? When Team Rocket arrive on the island, they're like hanging on the side of a balcony or something, and Mewtwo like closes the door, the big CG doors with his mind, and then Mew is straight vibing as he does, just hanging around. He's like, who are these idiots? And he's just watching them. But one of them, Jesse or James, like they're like, oh, we need to get in there, and then they look over and there's like a big pipe in the side of the cliff with all water flowing over it, and Meowth goes, how are we gonna swim up that? And then like the next time we see them, they're just walking through the pipe. Like, the water's like barely past their ankles.
Also, a weird part of that scene is they get to a ladder which brings them up into the building, but the ladder is 3D. And it's like a really weird focus, like a 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's like a 3 second little like tilty shot of just a ladder going up a hole in like 3D, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, cool. That was probably something that in general, the use of like weird 3D CG stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like personally, so I'd probably be like, why? I know, but probably because they could at the time. They were like, let's see what this is like. I feel
like they were told, hey, look, we have a 3D apartment now. Use a few scenes with 3D. And they went, we could do the intro, like the logo. Yeah. We could do that in 3D.
I think I remember reading somewhere just now as well that the CG was like added to, they did like an updated version of the movie like a year or two later. Or or maybe for like the North American release, and they added the CG stuff and stuff. So
they did, and they also redrew some of the scenes and that kind of thing in general. Yeah, apparently wasn't good enough, but yeah.
Yes, Mr. Frodo. It's over now.
Right. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a nostalgic freak for this. When you told me you've only watched this movie 3 times in your life, I was stunned, because without being using hyperbole, I was like, I've genuinely watched this probably about 20 times since it's been released. I've watched it at least every year. Like,
yeah, no, it just doesn't have that for me. Like, Pokemon as a thing, I'll always have some sort of nostalgia for.
Of course, yeah.
But like more so, I think. I don't know really even, like maybe...
But you preferred the next one, didn't you?
The next movie? No, like I for some reason, I remember the second one coming out. Like I remember a point in my life where that movie was being released, and I remember like my uncle got like a pirated copy of the movie from fucking Russia or
was
somewhere.
it VHS?
No, I think it was a DVD.
Oh,
I think it was on like a disc, and it was like it didn't have a proper case. It was just like a plastic pocket with a disc in it.
Yeah,
and he bought it off some fella. And he like gave it to me and my cousin, and the movie wasn't out yet. Like when we got it,
it
came out like at Christmas or something, and we got it in like November, and we were like, oh my god, this is crazy. And then we couldn't play it because it wasn't. The DVD regions were wrong or something. We had to get. I just remember this happening for that, but
you've been so frustrated. Going, oh my god!
I just remember it being like a big thing for me. That like, oh my god, I'm gonna get to see the new Pokemon movie like a month before all my friends do, kind of thing. And
Pokemon, like we went to school at the same time in primary school, we were in the same class, like, and like Pokemania was still alive and well by 2001 and 2002 and stuff.
Definitely, like in primary school.
Yeah, like not in secondary school. I was gone by then.
No, like I know. Yeah, in primary school, we're talking like 7, 8, 9, 10, in around that age. Like,
remember Pokemon Pogs? We got rewarded in class for that. Remember?
No,
Mr. Maloney. Sup, Miss Maloney, if you're listening, love your work. He had a big box of Pokemon Pog sleeves. And anytime we got like really good points, he used to hand them out to people.
Hey.
It was a really big thing in our class for like
I must have got a fucking shitload of them because I was student of the year, baby.
Yeah, and then they banned cards, so you know
they banned the cards because of Yu-Gi-Oh though.
Yeah, and a certain person who got very upset and punched someone because they didn't want to lose their god card. We won't name them because of your terrible crimes to humanity.
No, but the final point was when somebody's Yu-Gi-Oh cards had been confiscated by the principal, and he put them in his desk in the classroom. And at lunchtime, 2 other kids who knew they were there, like went into the classroom and took them out of his desk.
Oh, and that's bad.
That, and there had been multiple like fights and stuff in the yard.
Yeah,
over, like,
and also the main problem is like we don't condone betting, which is what a lot of the playing cards things was as well. Like because kids betted cards against each other.
Yeah, Yeah, but yeah, Pokemon cards were a big thing for a while. Like the games, I think for me the games are the bigger thing
I
when
came
it
to
comes to Pokemon.
for me it was the TV show, then the cards, and eventually I got to the games.
Yeah, like I think for my communion,
Oh God!
I got a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Blue.
See, my first one was a Game Boy Advance with Pokemon Gold. That was my first Pokemon game, and then I went back and played Blue.
Yeah, no, I got Pokemon, Pokemon, a Game Boy Advance that was purple. It was a purple Game Boy Advance.
I remember it. I
Yeah.
remember your version.
Yeah, and I got a Pokemon Blue, and that was like, I mean, that was all I played on the Game Boy. I didn't have a Game Boy for any other reason than to play Pokemon. I never
I played Mario as well.
I think I played like Wario's something, Wario's Castle,
Wario
something.
games, they
I
freaked me out.
had a Wario game. I know that much, and I
Yeah.
played some of that. And I played like there was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links thing for like the SP or something.
There was,
I played that for a while, but like it was mainly Pokemon. I just ran through, like went from blue, never got yellow, so I went from blue to gold, and I had gold, but I hated myself for picking gold because it can't, the two games come out and it was always like, oh, which one am I going to get? And I picked gold, and then a friend of mine had silver, and immediately I was like. Immediately I was like, oh man, Lugia is so much cooler than Ho.
But you were able to catch both of them in the game, though.
You were, yeah, but in my head I was like, oh, silver is way cooler. Like, look at silver.
Yeah.
And
and then there's the cloning cheat as well in that generation.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I mean, or gold. Yeah, I never had crystal. Was it? I never got any of the. Like the third game that combined all of them, to be honest. I went from gold then to sapphire.
My mother would kill me if she said, oh yeah, I got this. Can I get the new games? Oh, what's that about? Oh, it's the same as this one. It's just added stuff.
You had like crystal and emerald though, didn't you?
I didn't have crystal. I had emerald.
You had emerald, yeah, I know that much.
Yeah.
Like I
think I played onto generation 3 or 4. Then I kind of stopped.
Sapphire and ruby, like that gen, were like the last time I was like properly into it. I think I played some of the ones since, like I played Diamond and Pearl, thought they were good. I played Platinum, which I actually really liked, mainly because it had like every legendary ever up to that point where you could catch in Platinum, which I thought was really cool. And then I tried Black, I think was the last one I attempted to play. I don't know if it was Black or it was Black 2. It was one of those ones, and I played it for like a few hours and just went, I don't really like these Pokemon, and gave up, and I haven't really played anything since.
So I kind of finished playing Gen 4, but I actually have the Nintendo Switch, so I got the Sword and Shield, and it's the first Pokemon game I fully completed, catching all the Pokemon and everything, and I had a great time with it. I really can't complain. I know a lot of people, there was a lot of drama about, it doesn't have all the Pokemon and some of the graphics aren't that great. But, I mean, for a graphics jump and for what they did with the game, I'm okay for them not having all the Pokemon. I know it goes against the whole idea of gotta catch them all. It's like, I don't mind. A lot of them are shit.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are. Yeah. Especially the newer ones, in my opinion. But I never, like, I will say this. I got really into Pokemon Go for that summer.
Oh, everyone did. It was like a cultural movement. People were at peace.
That was the closest we have ever come in the Western world to peace. Like everybody was just chilling, just wandering around their locale.
Kids who'd never go outside were outside.
It was
walking around.
Oh man, that was the best summer ever.
It really was. And then you start hearing about people cheating and the people taking advantage, and it's like, ah. But that was some good times.
But this movie.
Do you like this movie?
I don't mind it. I don't love it or anything. I think it's short and not a whole lot happens, but it's fine. Like,
I feel like a lot happens for us only to learn about the origin of 2 Pokemon. I think there's plenty there. I think later Pokemon games are better. Like, I love the Entei movie, for example. That's a really good movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's, I don't know. It's like, it's not bad. Like, it's not a bad movie. There's a lot, there is a lot to like about it. There's a lot of good stuff in it. There's a lot of weird, dumb Pokemon stuff in it as well. But like,
yeah,
it is a Pokemon movie.
Very glaring errors.
There's a lot of weird errors. And I don't know if they're
like Scyther being called Pinsir or something, wasn't it? Or
yeah, when they're doing the
when Scyther shows
that
up
Pokemon thing, and they call Pidgeotto.
Yeah, which I'd argue is a better naming convention that we probably should be doing.
Well, you can argue that, but it's wrong in the movie for them to call him Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto?
Pidgeotto. That's another evolution. It's not the one that we were talking about, that hypothetical movie where they clone Pidgey into Pidgeotto.
It becomes Pidgeotto.
There we go. We can't wait until we make that movie and then instantly be taken down by Nintendo. But yeah, look, I think if I'm going to be completely fair to myself, it's probably nostalgia which makes me love this movie. But it still makes me feel like a 7-year-old kid watching it for the first time and absolutely adoring it. Like, it's in my heart.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's probably, that's what I get when I watch the Power Rangers movie, I think, to be honest.
There's flaws with these movies. Of course they are, but they make us travel back to a time when we just enjoyed movies because, hey, those are the guys we really like on a big screen.
Yeah, and it's not like, I mean, I think there's a touch of that. There is a bit of nostalgia for me with the Pokemon movie, but it's not like...
That's strong, yeah.
I'm not going to watch it. Like, we've watched it now. I probably won't watch it again. Like, of my own volition. I'm not just going to be like...
I was about to say, of your own volition. I think you probably will watch it again.
At some point, maybe, yeah, but I'm not just going to randomly be like, cheers, yeah, I might stick on the Pokemon movie and watch that again.
Yeah.
You know?
I do want to watch the other ones again, though. I'd like to see like the second one again.
Some of them are. I did. This was like the second time that I watched this. The one of this being the third one. The second time was like. It's a good. It's a few years ago now, but I tried to watch all of the Pokemon movies that were out at the time. Now I said I was going to do it. I was like, you know what, I'm going to watch all the Pokemon movies and see what's going on. And I watched the first couple, and then I was like, how many of these is there? And at the time there was 17 of them. And I just went, oh, maybe I'm not going to watch all the Pokemon movies. But I did watch like 6 or 7.
We should say there is a sequel to this movie. There's a TV sequel to this movie we just watched.
And there's a remake.
There is a remake as well. I hear the remake, I think I've only watched some of it, but it's very close to what the original was. It's just CG instead.
Oh, that's what it is, yeah. It's just this movie, but they remade it in CG. Yeah,
which, to be honest, I don't know why they bother, but I get kids like CG these days more than 2D animation. If it's for them, whatever. Kids are idiots, enjoy yourselves, Okay. The duality of the podcast. Kids can enjoy their fucking idiots. But yeah, I think that's it for the movie. But I will ask, Owen, what's our movie for next week?
Right. I've been struggling with this. Because there was a couple of things in my mind that I wanted to do that will keep us going with the nostalgia thing, all right?
Yeah.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 3, and we're going to stick up a poll on Facebook.
Okay.
And we'll let everybody vote, and whichever one comes out on top. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
All right.
That's our first official poll then.
Because I can't really decide between 3. There was a 4.
Are you going to tell us the 3 now?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you the 3 now. The 3 are, they're all animated, by the way.
Oh,
the 3 are The Prince of Egypt.
Oh.
Disney's Hercules. Or The Iron Giant.
Oh shit, man.
I didn't say it would be easy. Now you see my issue, all right? Because I flipped and flopped around for a while. I thought I adore The Prince of Egypt. I think it's a gorgeous movie. Disney's Hercules is one of my favorite Hercules movies. Yeah. And being brutally honest, I'm aware that of what everybody says about The Iron Giant, but I've never really given it the attention I think it probably deserves. So that would be a nice one to do. But I can't pick. I can't pick. So I think the best option is we're going to stick up a poll and get some votes. We'll put the poll on Facebook and on Twitter, and we'll organize, count the votes across both.
Honestly, just to give each one of a bump, if we do Prince of Egypt, we could talk so much about like religious cinematography, which would be great in cinema, like especially for younger audiences. For the Iron Giant, we could talk about Americana and like the Cold War fear and that kind of stuff. And for Hercules, we can talk about adapting ancient myth and how it gets like modernized. Like this is going to be a good podcast, really, which everyone goes with. I do have a favorite, but I won't mention it because biases. But yeah.
Well, there you go.
So folks, like, share, subscribe, or do whatever you do on those platforms to keep us in your hair. It's been a great time today from me, Daniel, and
and for me, thanks for having me.
That's it. Folks, we hope you're doing well. This whole COVID shit is still very depressing, but we're entertaining ourselves, aren't we? So
yeah, I'm having
look
fun.
after yeah, exactly. Look after each other. Cheers.
Asherlo.